What's good? What's happening, all my people? Welcome to another episode of the Melanin Playbook. It's your boy Milt. We got my boy Terrell, Big Herc over there. Everybody
So
want to introduce themselves out here. Um, today's
Lanete,
topic, huh?
Lanete on the track.
Oh, my bad, shit, my bad, my bad, Lynette.
This I just I'm over here. I'm
Oh,
waving.
my bad, baby, my bad. And we have the beautiful Lynette. Um, today we actually just started this one. Now, about these kids, who is truly responsible for them?
The
So,
grandparents.
yeah.
I feel like you lied to yourself. You have lied to. So for those
How
who
though?
don't, because grandparents make the grand decision to get involved when they choose to. They are not by any obligations required to do for your kids.
The grandparents and the uncles and the aunts, because
So they
you
ain't got to
are
do
the
nothing.
no, y'all the ones
You ain't
who
got
be
to do
setting the bar
nothing.
high and then be like, go home to your mama, and then
So
they
when
be expecting us to do the
no,
same thing.
man. If that's the case, then we should have a say so in who you lay up with when you have them. So that way we ain't got to worry about them looking like
Whoa,
them
whoa, whoa, whoa,
later
whoa,
down
whoa,
the
whoa,
road.
whoa, whoa. Hold on now. We talking about something totally different. Now, hold on.
Yeah.
Personally, let's we you have a child, right?
Yeah, you
It
right.
is
Hold
your
on. Say that
wait,
first
you have a
statement.
child.
You thank you. You have a child. Just make
Of
sure you
course, you
remember
have
that
a
part in
child.
bold. You
But
have a
wait,
child.
wait, hear me out, hear me out. You have a child. You have a certain standard for yourself and for your child. Cool. Now, if somebody else comes along and be like, no, I believe this baby standard should be up here. And then they start providing that type of service or toys, whatever, they better keep that
Candy,
up.
No.
Because
Robux.
I already gave
So
you, I already
this
gave
is
my child my
no.
standard.
No, so this is it. So the reason why aunties and uncles and grandparents and great grandparents and friends can provide those services to your kids is because they don't have to do it on a regular. It's an option when they do it. It's a special occasion. Like when if they do something for your birthday or just take you out, it's a special occasion. It's hit that word occasion. Not for a thing that goes on continuously, just an occasional thing.
Okay, well, you
So
try
But
to
when
you
they do,
also
explain
have
it.
those
No, but you,
let me
special
finish,
occasions,
let me
though.
finish, let me finish.
Go ahead, brother.
So what that means, because I don't have any direct responsibility to your child, I can do it how I want to when I want to. And it's not in my not my mindset to to tell your child, oh well, I'm not going to let you have this because your family is doing this and I'm just not going to buy it. If it's in me to be able to buy, let me do it. Now,
Mm.
understand this. It's your role in the home to make sure that they know the difference between, hey, that's something that they can afford to do for you, and that's a one-time thing. They don't continuously do it. For us to have it day by day, this is how we do it in this house, and that's how I would tell mine. Like it's like, look, this is what we gonna be ending up in here. Now, ain't nobody gonna really be on my kid like that because if you know me, I'm bougie, so it's not. I mean, I don't think it's much you could do above what I'm gonna
hold
do.
on. You
But
But
say that.
hold
You,
on.
but no. You say that. You say that now. But listen, that is hard to explain to a child. Not saying that
Exactly.
your child can't comprehend that. That is hard to explain to a child. When you sit there and say, "Hey, I'm not giving you any." For example, my child cry his eyes out for Robux for me, and I'd be like, "Okay, that's fine. You can cry. I'm not giving you Robux." He can call everybody in my immediate family. Somebody's gonna call. Somebody's gonna come up with $5 or $10 for him to get Robux. So
Exactly.
they expecting, so they know, okay, well, my aunt or my uncle or somebody is going to give me this money, so I expect my mama to do it. You can sit here, he's 7. I can sit here and say, Kais, you're not going to get these Robux, and he cry. It ain't gonna bother me, and then he'll get mad. He'll call somebody, and guess what? They're gonna do it. So that's what I
Exactly.
mean by if you're going
But
to.
see,
That's why.
that's what I mean by you beat them to the punch. Like I'm sorry, I was send a message that hey, he gonna call y'all. The answer is no. I said no, don't get it. Is no, thank you.
So
That
That's
so
don't
wait,
what.
that
you
don't
telling me
work.
you
That
telling me
don't
right now,
work.
you
That
can
don't work.
Well,
tell
That don't
see,
work.
that's in
you
y'all
can
family
tell
because
your
see, in my
mother
family, they
to
don't do
not
like
get her
that.
grandbaby something.
Wait, what you mean in our family? You in our family? What you think gonna happen when you have
No,
kids?
I'm saying,
Yeah.
first off, first off,
Yes.
I ain't finna throw shade on here because somebody in your side of the family ain't even been up here yet. And I
I've been there. I ain't got nothing to do with
and
that.
I
I've been
told them, I said, the
there.
moment we have kids, don't make your way up the highway because it's gonna be for nothing. Don't come up here when we had kids. You should have came beforehand. Cause I'll send you pictures and you can send gifts, and that's all it's gonna be. But no, real talk. Anything you do for my kid would, to me personally, and I say this to me personally, would be on you to do, and it would be something that you chose to do, and I'm okay with breaking out that I'm not gonna do it. And you know me, when I say I ain't doing something, I ain't doing something. I don't care what you got over here, like that's you. But I will definitely take the time to explain. And if you don't get it, you don't get it as a kid. And that's cool because every disappointment builds character. Now, I'm gonna tell you something real. If it's something I truly don't want them to have, and I said I'm not buying it, yeah, I am reaching out to everybody I know this child gonna call because I'm gonna let you know beforehand. If it come in my house, it's going in the trash. So you don't even waste your money. You might
But
want to save it
even
and get
then,
something
you
else.
you have
You
those
might want
super
to save it and get
grandparents.
something else. And them super grandparents gonna waste some super dollars when it end up going in the trash because you just sent it
So
super stupid
No, so
anyway.
this what's gonna happen, Brandon. This what's gonna happen. You gonna say you said in your household. So guess what they gonna do? They're gonna buy it. So when they go to their grandmother's house, guess what they gonna have? The same
it's
exact
gonna
thing
be
you
right
said
there,
that you don't want them to have.
bro. My niece
But
has
Grandparents
in
a
operate.
whole no. My
in
niece
your
has a
case,
Grandparents.
you
whole
could.
playroom
Grandparents.
at my sister's house. At no, not at my other sister's house. And my sister don't even have kids, bro.
Grandparents operate different. I'm telling you, when they're
Yeah,
not your
I mean
kids, they
they
operate
do, but
different.
at the same time, you can't like expect for them to keep it up though.
I'm
Like
not expecting that. I'm just telling you
you
right
just
now.
said at the beginning,
Like
if
you
you set the
said.
tone for it, you need to keep it going.
Yeah,
No. Like you said, they come to a expectation with me. I'ma tell them no. I can tell everybody else, hey, they come ask you, it better be a no. But personally, I'm not gonna go against what my mom about to say.
yeah.
Personally, if I tell my mama, hey, don't buy him this, and she go out and buy it,
That's on her.
that's on her.
That's on,
Hmm.
and but see the thing about it, I will let her know. Hey, if you, I said I'm not finna buy a PlayStation 5. You want to go buy a PlayStation 5 when the six come out? I hope your dollar saved up because you're gonna buy that one too. I'm not
And
finna
that's
like
fine.
that. That's like, and then the thing about it is, I feel like when it comes to now, I understand kids on certain stuff. We try to spoil our kids. It's not. I was not that type of uncle. Just being 100%. I did like I like to provide them with experiences. So I would be the uncle that would like take your kids traveling and stuff like that. That would be me. I'm not
All
the
right.
one
So
that would sit and be like, "Oh, I'm going your kid crying for a TV and I'm gonna go buy it." That ain't me. Or that they got a playroom in my house. I'm so selfish for myself. I'm not even. No, I don't have. If it's a spare room, trust and believe, I'm gonna find a use for it, and it ain't gonna be a playroom.
all
Like,
right, and that's cool. Like you said, if you're gonna be the travel uncle, if I send Hunter up to your house, you with you and Antoine, and y'all the travel uncles or whatever, and he talking about I want to go to Dubai. Uncle Brandon take me to Dubai. Well, you
I'm gonna
go over to
say,
Uncle Brandon's
well,
house, you ask him to take you to Dubai.
if your daddy do buy you a ticket to go, then
No,
you
you
can
know,
definitely
no,
go.
No,
no, no,
brother.
no,
If
no,
you
no,
been taking
no.
my boy somewhere, and
If
I
your
can't, you better go ask your uncle.
nah, if your dad tell
Yeah.
your daddy he needs to go buy and do buy a ticket.
Nah, see, nah, you can't do that, Brandon. You can't
Yeah,
do
if
that.
it
I
no,
mean, you
it's
can't do
certain
that.
no, the
Don't
trap
sit there
the
and take my son around the world and then see, hey, bro, go to Bill. No, I told him take him
here is
out.
that's the
You want
bill.
to
Here you
open his
go.
eyes up to all that
Here
country
you
No.
stuff.
go. Do you need a 6 month payment plan? It comes with interest.
See that?
Uh-uh.
It comes with
See,
interest.
that's the thing. That's the whole point right there. So you can't pick and choose. You can't be like, okay,
You
we're gonna take you.
can.
No, you
No,
can't. Nah,
because
that's
if I
not
take
right.
your kids somewhere, first off, if I took I'm gonna tell you the honest truth, and I love you to death. but your kid ain't ever going out of the country with me. I'm not taking no kids out of the country with me. That ain't never happened. So you ain't got to worry about that. That ain't
Here
even a
go a good one right
reference.
here. Here
That
go a
ain't a
good one right here,
reference.
B.
Now to
Brand,
Florida, somewhere like that. Oh
Brand,
yeah,
that's
he
okay.
might.
You got my point right here, right? So if you go around and take him to Universal or Disney, whatever, like y'all annual trip or whatever, right?
Universal, Disney too expensive. Go ahead.
It's either one. Y'all take my boy to Universal, cool. And then the next summer, let's say something happened, y'all can't go that year. And he look at me as like, well, Uncle Brandon said it's an annual trip. So are you taking me this year? Well, no, but I ain't got the funds. But did you ask your Uncle Brandon?
And I'm gonna say your daddy lying. You need to just go and call him back and
You
tell him.
see? So you gonna send it back my way, huh?
Right.
I'm gonna say your daddy said
I
y'all was
gotta think
going.
you
That's
want
what
me to
he
break his
told
heart,
me.
huh? Not you.
Yeah, that's you. I'm supposed to bring joy.
Yeah,
You
because
see
my
that, and
What
kids,
they
they
say?
that's
What
the
spoiled
they
part.
say
That's the
rotten.
joy part, though.
on bad moms? Moms don't enjoy. They give joy.
Man, my kids, like, let me tell you, them kids, I'm not gonna lie, my kids spoiled, and they know is
They
that
spoil with the right people. Because when Torn
they
called them
are.
last night, they was on the phone. He said, "What you want for Christmas?" And Caleb got ready to say something expensive. And I chimed in that car. Said it's got to be $50, and by 50 I mean it splits between you and Kaya. So whatever you want for $25, you let me know, and we will politely get it and wrap it up for you. Anything over $25
But
is down
that's
payment
my
on your
point.
mama.
That's my point. No, that ain't got nothing to do with me.
They
They
do.
set that tone. No, they set that tone.
Exactly.
They set that
If
tone
you
for
want to
my
start out
kids.
at a low number and then work your way up over the years,
Twan,
cool.
I can say Twan don't buy expensive gifts. He'll buy you books. He may buy you a Lego set, something that's mentally constructive. He not finna get you no expensive crap like that. Why? Because
And that's cool.
any deep
I
expenses
love uncles like that. Do that.
that's a household
Like,
name. So it's like at that point you got to go through me to get this expenses out, and I'm not getting nothing expensive for nobody else that I got me expensive. So then if there's something left over, then I'm like, all right, if we want to do it, then that's then. Now, when we had kids, it's a lot of things that, like, I know they're going to be spoiled. I'm not going to say they're not going to be spoiled. They're going to be some spoiled individuals. But I would rather you be spoiled in my house and that way if somebody else do for you, it's like normal crap versus
Mhm.
I'm going through that discussion like, y'all, like, don't do this. And y'all ain't because my mama and them ain't like that. So we ain't got worried about it on my side of the family. We got to worry about it on his side of the family because they the one come pick you up, take your trips, buy this, and get you all the expensive stuff. My mama get you a car for $20 and be like, "Hey, Merry Christmas." So it's a difference.
And even then, that's totally fine. My whole point would be like, okay, when he gets here, I'm I'm bougie when it comes to some certain stuff,
hmm
but at a certain point, I know my sister is like extravagantly bougie. My mama is overly bougie. I know there's different types of bougie. My whole thing is, hey, bro, we all going this at the same level. Now, if you want to move up a tad bit, cool. If you
that's
want to
on
let
you.
me know, I move up with you a little bit. But if I say, hey, bro, I want to stay down here, and if you keep going up, look here now, you can't go keep going up, and then I'm not moving up too. You feel me?
I'm not gonna lie. I think for me, I like nice things. I don't know if I'm bougie or not. I just like nice things. I just like what I like, and I feel like they did trickle down to my kids.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like my family feed the monster. Like I don't know.
They edge it on. Yeah, go ahead and
Yes,
get it. It's all
basically
right, baby.
because
Go ahead.
even though I do get my kids nice things a lot of the times, but they do know that it's because you're doing what you're supposed to do. Because they know if they don't do what they're supposed to do, I don't care what it is they want. I would buy it and hide it for 7 months until they get it together. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
for me, it's consequences behind everything or rewards behind good behavior. But like my kids, with my kids, I'm boys. I have boys, of course, and I'm single mother, so I gotta put that structure in there like that. But like my mom and them, they just be like, I'd be like, where was this parent? Where were y'all when I was this age? Because this one, they get everything they want. Me,
That because it's different. They at when you were at that age, you were their responsibility. So then it's like, I got to buy clothes, food, I got to take care of you on a daily. I don't have it like that. I'm of age now where I don't have kids. I have grown kids. So if anything, y'all, I mean, if I need something, that's I'm looking to y'all. But
That ain't fair. I don't think it's
when
fair.
it comes to grandkids, I know that's fair too. I mean, although
Well,
that ain't the topic, that's fair too. Because at the same time, like my mom and I take care of myself, on a great level. I don't call next to my mom and dad for anything. I don't look for them to give me anything.
Mm.
If anything, I push to be successful enough and financially stable enough. I got me that I ain't really worried. If
of
my
course,
mom and
of
dad
course.
were to call and ask me for something, I give it to them. Like real,
Mhm.
if I have it, especially if I have it, I give it to
Mm.
them. No problem, hands
Mhm.
down. Because you asked me all the stuff I know you did for me back in the day, all the tickets you may have
Exactly.
paid without me knowing this and that stuff. Yeah, I help you out. It's not gonna be. I'm not gonna shy away from it. Now, my nephew and my niece, I got them something for Christmas last year. That was the first time I bought something for Christmas in a minute. I got them something, and I just felt in the nerve of giving for Christmas, and I was like, let me do it. And the thing about it, I could do that because one, I don't have kids. So when I decide to do for you, I do for you. And when I don't, I ain't I'm not bound by no, like I say, requirement to get you something. Even when it come like Eyez and Caleb, it's like if I get you something, I get you something. If I don't, I don't. But I'm not required to get you something. I need you to understand. I think nowadays we don't explain that to kids, so a lot of times they have that mindset of outside of the house that they're supposed to get it. If they can't get it here, then it's definitely an option here. And it's like, no, tell what did your mama say? Because that's gonna be the first thing come out my mouth if they call next me for something. What your mama say?
And I think with my oldest, yeah, he knows that for sure. But that young one, that second child syndrome, he don't care. He feel like he obligated to
I'm gonna tell
anything
you the
and
honest truth
everything.
with
This is
them.
the
But
baby
Y'all
syndrome.
let that one get away with a lot though. Like y'all let that one get away with
no,
a lot.
you can't say y'all because I don't like they say I'm too hard on my kids because I don't because I my kids I do want them to my kids are spoiled, but at the same time my kids know that mama don't play, like they know
Mama
certain
ain't
things
going.
at all, so
Mama is
they do
not
know that,
going.
yeah, so that's why they get away with a lot of things when they're around other family members that they know that they can't do around me
Cause I know
because
Michelle will be like, I'm a whoop you and then say it 1,500 times. I'll be like, when that Alex, I ain't gonna lie, Alex didn't let him get away with nothing. And when he around me, I don't let him get away with nothing. Cause I'm
yeah,
like,
he's still mad at you, he
yeah,
hold
he's still
grudges.
mad at me. And I'm like, I don't care. You took my jello, you chose to eat your food. And you didn't eat your food, so I took this jello. And I'm like, that's just what it is. And it don't bother
You
me,
stole the
period.
man Jello, my boy.
No, first of all, let me map it out so
You
you
stole my boy
understand.
Jello.
No, let me map it out so you understand. When we were
Hold on,
sitting out
wait
eating,
before you start listening. I forgot what we was doing, Milt. And he and Herc was like, "You ain't gonna speak to me," and he was like, "No, you didn't. You took my Jello."
and I was like, I don't care. I don't care. So for me, that will be 5 years. He gonna learn, like just like you hold grudges. I'm telling you, it could be 5 years down the ring, and now I'll flip it, and you be Uncle D, what you get for Christmas? Not a damn thing, nothing at
Ooh,
all. It's coming
wee.
out of
That
my
man gonna
house.
be
So no,
15,
Talk
16
about his
driving. He
Jello.
gonna be thinking about that while he driving. You know
that
that
gonna be
man
him.
stole my Jello and never did
Long,
nothing.
long if long as he keep it to himself, ain't no problem. That's all I'm saying. But
Yeah.
like, no, I did it because we sat down at the table and we took him out to eat. So we out here. He was on Michelle. I think Michelle was paying for him to eat or whatever. And I'm like, and I'm like, TT don't, she don't work like that. So, don't be out here. We don't waste. Like that's me big. I'm child, grown up. I don't care.
Mhm.
Like that's really me. I'm like, don't waste my food. Oh my
Mhm.
God, don't waste my food.
Yeah, I don't like when they
So
don't eat.
right, I'm like, especially when you going through a line like Piccadilly. Y'all may not know what that is, but that's down south restaurant. But
That
it's
thing be
like
fine.
you go through the line, you pick your food. Like it's the difference if I got you a plate and told you to eat. No, you pick your food.
You
So when we
picked all
get to
this
the
out.
table and you just sitting here slurping on this drink, and then eating this bread, and then all of a sudden reach for Jello. No, I took the Jello, and I said because if this is my thing, and I'm tell you it's true, if you wanted Jello, bread, and a drink, we could have went to Walmart, and this meal would have been way cheaper than what we paying right here.
Oh
Versus
God.
we sitting at this table and I done wasted money. You playing with this chicken and beans. So I took the Jello, and he got on the fence some type of way. Was sitting down there trying to cry and this and that. And I told him, I said, crying may work with your mama, it may work with your grandmama, your uncle may break. I said, but that crying don't do nothing to me. I will sit over here and smile while the tears roll down your face like ain't
Man,
nothing
you
wrong.
made you made that man the enemy.
And I was like, you do what you do.
Oh, he did, cause I forgot what happened. Then he was like, "You're not gonna speak." Oh, matter of fact, we was down there. Yeah, we was down there for Auntie's funeral when we came down there, and they was like, "You not gonna speak to him?" And he was like,
Nah,
"You
that's
know,
when I took it.
he took
When he
my
was down
Jello."
there.
No,
And
y'all was in Florida when you took
yeah,
it.
he did it on Face. No, we were in Florida. We was in Jackson. I took when he was on FaceTime when he said he didn't want to talk to me.
Oh, oh, okay, okay,
And
okay,
I said, I don't care. And then I went on. I'm like, I don't care.
okay.
I was like,
From that
I'm
point
like, you
on,
gonna
He
learn,
is
you gonna learn
definitely
the
a
Eyez was
pouty
my enemy.
face, stuff. That don't, you got even we knew as kids that don't work with everybody. That don't work with
he.
everybody.
Man,
So
they ain't work with nobody when I was growing up. Who did it work for? Cause they ain't work with nobody with me.
So, boy, don't let my grandma
you
hear me
you
cry.
were
It's
the
over
only
with.
little because you was the only boy. So of course you was gonna get away with a lot.
Oh
So,
yeah,
my boy,
yeah.
You was in a house full of women and was the only
Oh
boy.
yeah,
Come on,
that's
man.
why. Yeah,
what y'all
that's
do to
true.
my baby? They would
All
be
right, come
And
on.
and
me.
look, he used to soak it up. He used to soak it
Boy, who
up.
you telling? I get off in that good hug. Can you make me some French toast, please?
I'd have been like, if you
Oh,
don't take your light behind up on there, he
But
looked
I
man.
can't. But
mischievous.
you know what, Milton? I can't even fault you for that because my great grandma and my grandma, like, but well, before my grandmother, she, getting up in age, but we can always go to her like, can you cook this for me? And she would really get up and go cook it as an
Okay.
adult. So I can't even be mad at you for that because she will be like, can
Yeah,
you make
mommy
this
will
for me?
definitely go do it.
Yep, she
Like
will.
even now, like she finally got to like rub my girl's tummy and stuff like that, feel the baby kid,
Oh,
and I can already see the like little flashes in her eyes, like when all my little cousins and stuff were born. And I was like, oh, we got
mm-hmm.
another one. That's her thing. Oh, we got it's a boy, huh? We got another one now, huh? We
Oh,
good.
it's something
I
about
knew then.
grandmothers and boys. They love them boys. Like,
I'm
not saying they don't love the
telling.
girls, but it's
We them
just something about them
boys.
boys.
Hold
They
up.
love their boys.
I mean,
But
like,
overall, though, I'm not.
but
I'm not. But
anyway,
overall,
they're
I
not
be joking.
responsible.
Yeah,
You
I'm gonna
know,
say I'm not. I be joking a lot when I be talking to my mom and them and stuff. But I know they're not responsible for my kids. But at the same time, I like to talk to my little noise because it's just fun to do it because they
Right.
shouldn't starve
I
me.
ain't gonna lie, it be mad to watch. Like we gonna like it be frustrating because they do stuff for the kids that they didn't do for us. And then you be like, my mama 1 year gave her grandkids like $150, like all her grandkids. And I asked her, I said, well, since I don't have no kids, can I just get the $150 for me personally? Because I feel like I could just like pocket that for when he actually get here. She said no. Now the only cash my mama got us as an adult was like even as a kid was like $20, $25. That was it.
That's because at that point they like, yeah, you don't need.
You're
But
right. So it's a
$25 was a lot.
Oh
like
God.
it's like now my mama got this. She got us that 1 year for Christmas. Like we were of age. We was like 19, 20. And all thing me and my brothers did was took it and put it in the tank for gas at Walmart because we was like, it ain't nothing else like we could do with this money. Like
Like
it was
now
like
you became an adult and you was
like
like,
I'm an adult. So
yeah.
they and you know what? I knew I was an adult when they say, "What you want for Christmas? Pay the rent, pay a car note, pay a light bill, pay something in here that is a natural bill that comes to me, and I promise you, I will love you forever. Like just
Hmm.
do that."
See, that everybody comes to that stage at one point. Like, of course, it's not that same nostalgia of when you little and it's
Hmm.
that $25 grandma gave me can go towards like so many toys Instead now, hey bro, let me get
$25.
25 on point five out there, man. Shoot.
Right. And then you know how back then when you was younger, you'd be like, man, $100 was a lot of money. Get older,
Right.
$100 like $5 and like 75 cents.
Hmm.
But also, I also see where it started changing now. I guess when I can look down and see that my niece, who is like like that's she's the youngest grandbaby now. That it's the same thing for her
Hmm.
when that $25 come out and I'm rich. I'm
Yeah.
rich. Uncle, I'm like, I'm rich. I was like,
I'm
baby,
like,
No.
no, you
baby,
not.
only if you knew I am.
I
Right.
was
And
like,
then
for
like
you,
now,
you are rich. I mean, only thing you
right.
can't buy is graham crackers or
Some
something like that. Like you
press
are rich.
on some press
Like
on
when the
nails.
rent due and they done gave you $25, you almost want to snap. Like,
Now, what I
But
can say this, when I was in Oxford, I wanted to get back to the subject. When I was in Oxford, there are older people that still those grandparents still take care of them a little bit more than the parents do. Oh, I know I can go ask my grandma for this. She'll go buy me these rims for my car. Whereas, hey, son, I told you, nah, man. But
mhm.
I asked my grandma, she said I can get it. And shy, bro, shoot, go ask. He went and asked his grandma, and he was riding around on 22s.
Mhm.
but
That's
that's
so
because
true.
and up in that age, like it's just like for them, we all are in a nostalgia moment where I wish I could have did this for my kids when they was younger, so I couldn't do it for them, but let me do it for my grandkids. We look at it in a lot of different like ways.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true.
even when it comes to uncles and aunts, like we do stuff because we like I don't want a child like 100% of the time, so I can dib into yours when I feel like doing it. Cause that's a uncle and auntie. It's not about like I'm trying to treat you like I wanted like I would have. No, it's like I just do for you when I feel like doing for you because you are like drugs. It sounds bad as an analogy, but it's so true.
Let me go
You
ahead and
are like
start getting this
drugs.
game
I
right
don't
quick
want
when
to
I can
be
go get
down on
this.
it for a long period of time. I just want to get a good hit and go home. Like that's how it is for uncles and aunts. So when we do it, it's kind of like no, it's like it's a Friday night. I just want to get a little buzzed and go home. Like that's us. Like when it comes to kids, now grandparents be like, I'm a junkie before they even get out. I'm a junkie, and I want them to to love me, and I want to feel that chemistry between parent to child again. But I ain't got the deep responsibility at this point because now I'm so self sufficient. Because you got to think about when you had kids, being financially secure is so hard in having a kid.
And
Like
especially
it's a
when they want
hard
to do
mix to
extra
do.
stuff. Especially with my son, they want to do extra stuff like play football and baseball and basketball. Like,
Right, that
but
requires
I don't
money.
complain. Yeah, it does. But I don't complain though. It's just, it's just like second nature. Like, I don't know. It's like, it's just second nature. Like, when you have a child and you are a good parent, not saying like,
Mm.
it ain't good parents out there, but when you just really are a good parent, it's like second nature to you. It's not, it's just like, okay, this is what you want to do. I'm going to support you, you doing something constructive. I'm gonna support you. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. You got good grades at school. You doing good. You might, you respectful. So, okay, we can do this for you. So I mean, I feel like you can slip into spoiling your kids real easily, especially if you have kids that's respectful. Their grades are
Right.
good. They're doing good. It's like you don't be trying to spoil them like that, but it's just like why would I discipline them when they're doing what they're supposed to do? But they do slip up sometimes. You gotta let them know, hey, gotta hit them with the 1-2, to get them back in line.
But
But
I,
it's
I
like second
also,
nature.
I say it was a key word you said, doing what they are supposed to be doing. Now,
Mhm.
it's some people out here that go overboard where
Yeah.
it's he got all A's in school. All right, yeah, that's what he's supposed to do. I'm not saying don't congratulate him, but that don't just
Some stuff
deserve
I'm not finna
just
give a reward for.
Right, and
right. You know what
I'm
I'm
glad you
saying?
pointed it out. I'm so glad you pointed it out because I do tell my kids, I be like, listen, don't feel like you gotta be rewarded to do things. I was like, do this because this is what you want to do and this is what's right, not just because
Right.
I'm not gonna don't go study for your test. You like if I study for this test and I get an A, I know my mama gonna give me $50. I be like, don't expect that $50 every time because you supposed to do that. You supposed to get
Right,
good
right, right,
grades. You're
right, right.
supposed to be respectful. So that's a good point to point out because I do
Yeah.
let them know like don't do this just because you know it's going to be a reward because you might not get rewarded every time because you're doing what you're supposed to do.
I
So
mean, to
that's a
be
good
honest,
point.
once you hit adulthood, a lot of times you doing what you supposed to. You not finna get a
You
reward
not a
for it.
you.
Okay.
That's
And
what you're
that's just
supposed
being
to be preparing
100%
people for.
honest. So that's what you preparing them for. And I think
Yeah.
the reason why, like, I understand, like when we ask the question, who's supposed to be responsible for kids, and if you start something, keep it up. Like I understand that, but and I'm gonna I get it because it's like at the end of the day, sometimes it's going against what I'm trying to teach them. And right now, they have to grow up quicker than they did when we were kids. We got to be just children and
Mhm.
play outside and do whatever. They are open and exposed to so much. We couldn't even say
Mhm.
that we knew a war was going on in the 1990s. We wouldn't have known jack.
Right.
Mhm.
Like we were oblivious to that stuff. We were
Mhm.
in our kid phase, and they're not sheltered from that. Now you think about it, their kids growing up in a pandemic.
Mhm.
Right.
It's a lot of different
Oh,
things,
panorama.
right? That's going
Mhm.
on, and the
And then this
values and lessons
technology.
that you teach, I'm like, now that level is what I would be like when it comes to responsibility. Like, if you're not, I don't mind you buying them expensive things and doing stuff if you explain how you can do it and why you do it, and not just make it seem like it's just a drop of a head and you do it and it's that easy.
Mhm.
Because my nephew was on that same kick from my mama. When my mama used to he could go to her house right now and say, Mama, I'm hungry. And she'll get him and go get him something to eat.
Mm-mm.
And then come back
You
and then,
better go
Mama, I want
find.
a snack. And then you go give him something to eat. Now
You better
Right.
go
then,
find something in that
and then
kitchen.
when he came
Okay.
and he stayed with me and he said, hey, I'm hungry. I said, are you hungry because you need to eat? Or are you hungry just because you want something to eat? He said, well, I don't know. What's the difference? I said, the difference is if I get you something to eat right now, you're going to watch me eat later.
Yeah.
I said, so if you not hungry right now, I suggest you wait until both of us eat later. He said, I'm not hungry. And he went and sat down. I was like, I'm not going to get up and go just because that's at her house. You don't do that over here. Like, I need you
Right.
to know the difference. And he went over and told my mama about those. And so my mama called me and said, how do you get them to do that? I said, Mom, you don't let kids run you. You run kids. I said, so
Right.
I said, when you
Mm.
fall into doing things for them, and now, like you said, they make you feel like that's something you're supposed to uphold. No, that's not. Let me
Yeah.
teach you in my house the differences. And when my nephew started coming on my house, he knew I ain't finna ask for no food unless I know I'm hungry, because if I eat, he not finna get me nothing else.
And
Mhm.
that
Like,
teaches character though.
and it teaches it. But it's like when you go because mama and them, your mama, grandma, is over here letting them do whatever. Now you trying to uphold that in your house, and that's
No.
not, you not at the same level. Like, no, 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 no.
Shoot,
Mom,
that's why I said, bro. Look, if y'all want to go to a different level, cool. Just know I ain't about to go to that same level with you,
But
bro.
I'm gonna also tell you all this too. Kids are smart as well. Like they are smart. They know
Oh,
who
yes.
can do what, who would do what, who to go
They
to,
shiesty
who
out
would not.
here.
Yes,
but that's
they
because
Kids are
you gotta. That's
shiesty.
because you gotta kind of like get it together. Because like, I ain't gonna lie, and I don't even feel ashamed saying this. We went to Florida a couple of years back, and we took a couple of members that I really just did not want to take, but is what it is. So we get it.
That boy on a tell.
I
For
sure don't. I sure don't. They gonna
Now they
learn.
want to take them.
I don't give two cares about you and your kids. Um, One of them came in. We a little child now. Because when your kids come on a family trip with us, of course, every adult is now responsible for an extra child, basically. Because it's not like we're gonna let your child roam off and be like, well, that's Sheikah child. Ain't got nothing to do with me. Like, we not gonna do that. You know what I mean? So we invited these two individuals up on the trip. They come on here because and they one of them is trying to actually both of them trying to be super grown, and I'm like, in your house, because this is the reverse of what Milton was saying. In your house they may have made that behavior seem okay. In this house it's not okay. When you in here with
You
us,
gonna mind me
you
today?
gonna mind in this house. Now,
Exactly.
and I'm not responsible for you 365, but I'm responsible for you these 7 right here. So you
Right.
gonna act right and accordingly when you in here with me. So, but I'm also notice I tell your kids the truth. Now, I'm not against telling kids the truth because to me personally, if you teach your child that acting like an adult is okay, I'm gonna talk to your child just like they're an adult until they
Mhm.
Big
decide they
ass
want to
right
be a
here.
kid. Because if you gonna talk to me like we on the same level, let me speak to you like I would anybody else out in the street. So
Yeah.
one of them was in there in the line playing around doing this stuff. I'm grown, I'm grown, I'm grown, I'm grown. Kept picking on the other kids. I'm grown. Before I even caught myself, I said, don't nobody want you on this trip, right? Nobody, not one person. I said nobody wanted you to come. Not one person. I said, to be honest, if we knew you was coming earlier, I would have stayed home. That's how bad we didn't want you here.
Dang, bro.
And
You shaking in the
Said,
heart.
Flood said,
This
he said,
Prince
did you
style.
really tell him that? I said, I did, because I need you to understand your point, your part, and where you need to keep it to yourself. Don't come up in here doing this, because if you set your kids up to think that talking like that is cool, I got you. So that's what I sure said. I said, all this up in here doing this, I'm grown, I'm grown, I'm grown. I said, where your money for the room? Where your money
Yeah,
for
because
the food?
that
Where's your
is
Where your
very
where
money
your
at?
money
different.
where your money for gas? Because first off, and I'm gonna say this and be loose, your mama ain't got no money for stuff like that.
Oh
So
my gosh.
before you roll up
Oh
in
my
here, before you roll
god.
up
You
in
ain't
here
had to
trying
do
to,
that,
I
baby, like
did,
that.
I did, because this is my thing. Who's responsible for your child? You responsible for your child, okay? Just like you finna have one, Milk.
Mm-hmm.
You responsible for your child. She could got 2. You responsible for your child. If your child come in my house, hear me out. Your child
In
come
my
in my
house,
house
we
being
will serve the
disrespectful,
Lord.
and you know what you raise them a certain when they come. Don't be surprised when they come home. You think Kais was crying about Jello? He'll come home with some new tears in his eyes. He'll be up in here like, I don't even want to go there no more. I just want to stay here at home. And I even, you know what, to be 100% honest, I told Kais at one time, Kais said, I want to come there with you. I said, you wouldn't make it with me, sir. I said, I'm just going to be 100%. I said, because they
But
getting up.
but
I
it's not even
said,
about you. It's gonna be because of my brothers.
right. No, no, I said, they getting up in the middle of the night stuff, trying to roam through my house, because you
They
don't
gonna
want to
sit
go to
down.
sleep. I said, that's not how that go. My nephew spent the night with me. My nephew used to do that. I came up to that front room one time in the middle of the night because he slept in the front room. We slept in the, we had a 1 bedroom. So we slept in the back. And I told him, I got up, he was moving through the house. I said, let me tell you. I said, when I go to bed, everything in this house cease. I said, because people that move in the dark get shot. I need you to understand that you need to be where you need to be at. Because if somebody breaking, I need to know that that's a visual anti and not you.
Because you will get put down, sir.
So I was like, I need you to do that. You said a Tony house, but it's like you said, who responsible? To be honest, in our community, everyone is supposed to be responsible for your child. Like we supposed
It
to help
takes
each
a
other with
village,
kids.
is what
It
they
takes
say,
a
ain't it?
village.
Nah,
That's what it is.
it
But
used to be like that, but now people be
but
like,
it's
you
like
don't
people
touch my
don't. You
child,
can't
don't
trust.
whip my child, don't
That's
you say
because
nothing
you
to my
can't trust
child.
individuals anymore. And then the
But
thing
Hmm.
about
if
it is,
it's somebody close to you like that, you supposed to be able to trust them. Though.
no, close to
That's the
you,
point.
yes. If you like, look, that's just like for me personally. We talked about having kids, and we want 2 children. We got names picked out, everything. We want these 2 kids.
I keep telling y'all got
Um,
two already. I don't know what y'all
no, we
want.
good. And we
They
know
want
for a
they want
fact
a
that
fresh.
people are gonna want to spend time with our kids, this and that. So we know our kids is gonna be on tour sometimes. They're gonna be down in Jackson or in Kentucky or out in Tennessee. Like they're gonna be out of some places. And because we want them to know all their family, we want them to just be limited to us. You know what I mean? We want them to know other aspects. But when you out there, I trust you wholeheartedly with my kids. If I'd have sent my
Exactly.
if I'd have sent my kids to you, I trust you wholeheartedly with my kids, and anything that you do, and I say that, Luke, like if I trust you like I trust Milt, if you watch my kids, you can whoop my kids, do what you need to do to discipline my children, because I know that you will probably be doing exactly what I would do in
Mhm.
that
Exactly.
moment, without question. So if they call Uncle Milton with me, okay, he probably had every right to. What you calling me for? Like, that would be me. What would you calling me for? Not they put him
Mm-hmm.
on the phone. You touch my kid. Why you down there touching my kid? I come out there and, no, I ain't gonna do that. That ain't
That's
gonna be
Mm-mm.
yeah,
me.
yeah.
I be
That's
like,
what
at
a
the
Right.
end
lot of
of the day,
everything is
you
today, though.
yeah,
That's
but
crazy.
today that's how they do it. If they
Mhm.
want people to be responsible for their kids and they get mad when they do something, they like, oh, I wouldn't have done. No, when he's at home, he does that. That's at your house. That at your house, that's okay. In his house, it's not okay. He may put his hands in paint and put it on your walls, and you may be
Oh no.
fine
Oh
with that.
no.
You're not
No.
gonna do that up
No.
in here.
No.
Like, it's certain stuff that you just, he may ride in your car without a seatbelt. He not gonna do that in my car.
Oh yeah, baby. We taking doors off, taking everything off.
Like,
Oh,
it's little
Milton went
stuff.
mud riding. Yes, I did. I took him down there in the pits, and we got dirty.
So I was like, yeah, you start something, you do it. Like, we do a family trip every year. We do a family trip every single year.
Mm-hmm.
And for us, we try to go somewhere kid friendly. Last time we went to Florida. I think all of us went except for Lanete. She couldn't make it. But we went down there, and even down there then, um we go in the area it's family connection time. Now I'm gonna tell you, I connect, but I ain't paying for nobody. Like, but I love everybody. I love everybody. But it was certain days in there, because I'm a person, like, on different, like we talked about on episodes, I'm a different breed. I'm because I deal with mental illness and stuff like that. I can't take care of your kids every single day. And it's certain, and at that point I was coming off of mental relapse. So I was like, I even told Twan, I said, I can deal with the kids on these days, maybe this day. I can't do it every single day I'm down here. I told him, I said, I'm not trying to be, like, in any negative in any way, but I know what I can endure. He even wanted to, like, he was down there 3 nights in a row or something like that. He wanted them to come spend the night every night. And I said, I'm sorry, they can't do that. And I said, I'm not, I
So
know
so
you
so
must.
so so what you gonna do when you have your two every day and you can't say
Right.
that?
You can't be
Well,
like, it's not my time.
at the time, then I was like, I didn't have control of it.
But
And
listen
I'm
though,
not, I no,
but let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. What if it's a time? Not saying that you'll go back, but Ben, you might have a
No,
moment
it'll
where
be
you feel
different now. Like, I have
Mm-hmm.
coping mechanisms. I have things now. At that point in time, I was coming off of a mental breakdown and damn near a suicide attempt. I didn't have the patience for nothing.
it.
It wasn't just kids. I was learning to deal with social anxiety at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, so I just certain stuff I could not do. And I was like, if I push myself, this is my thing, even when it comes to kids and even when it comes to people in my life, but definitely kids. I'm not going to let your child see me like that. That I'm not going to do. That's out of respect for anybody. Like, your child don't need to see me in a mental mood, because
Mhm.
they, like you said earlier, they can't break that down. They don't understand that. And so if I let your child in, and let's say they walk in on me having a breakdown or doing something wild or crazy, that's
Mm-hmm.
something now that you got to deal with. When in the moment I done forewarned you I wasn't capable of hiding that in that moment. So
Mhm.
that's why, responsible for kids. That's me being responsible, because it's like I'm saying, your child don't need to be around me in this space, because I would want, if I'm gonna be around them, I don't want them to be in a space around me where they feel like they're not wanted, or like I don't want to deal with them. Because if I don't want to deal with you on a sober level, I'm gonna tell you, hey, don't nobody, like I said, don't nobody want you here. You know that, right? Nobody,
Mm.
not one person.
You
Period.
keep shanking these little kids in the heart like that.
I'm not shanking them in the heart. That's the real one. I'm not. So,
That's cold.
so look. So my niece, one time, she came in. She stayed with me for a minute, Oh, that little girl worked my nerves. She stayed with me for like 3 months, 2 or 3 months. By the time she just lied about everything, she'll go tell you the sky green, and we all know it's blue. But she'll come in the house and swear up and down it's green. She was that type of lie. And then every time she lied, she said, "I'm telling the truth." I'm like, "No, that's how I know you lying." Like, but so,
Mm-mm.
she came in one day and I said, I was joking with my sister-in-law and I said, "Hey, let's go to the mall." She said, "I can't, I got Ayana." I said, "We can put her in the trunk, it'll be fine, joking around." She said, "I'm not getting in no trunk." I said, "We just joking." She said, "Well, you can't talk to me like that." I said, "And you can get the F out of my house."
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
And
god.
she said, "Mama,
He
you
just
gonna let him she said, "Mama, you gonna let him talk to me like that?" And she said, "I'd have told you by speaking to adults, like you talking to adults." And I told her, then I broke down. I said, "Let me tell you something." I said, "In my house," I said, I talk to you like you are a child." I said, "But when you start to address me like I'm an adult," and I said, "You want to stand up?" I said, "I'm going to talk to you like an adult." I said, "Now you choose where you be at. You can either be in a child's place or an adult place." I said, "Adults," I said, "You know why I said what I said?" And I said, "I'm not saying what I told you was right, but why I said what I said, because that's how adults talk to adults in the street."
I'm
Because
gonna
they
tell you
don't
this
Okay.
though
they
right
I
now.
said they
I'm
don't
gonna tell,
care, and they'll say whatever. And I said, "Did that hurt your feeling?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "That's what adults do. They don't care about each
but
other's
I'm gonna
feelings."
tell you this right now. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I get exactly where you coming from. No lie. I'm not saying what you're doing is wrong. But when you have children of your own, just mark my word how soft your heart gonna be and how you gonna be careful how you say things and how you deliver it. You say that now, but I'm telling you, when you have children, I know it's ways that you approach them to say certain things because kids do have feelings. Like, because I
They
know
do.
when so that's why I'm telling you now. Like, you really
So
harsh.
so my
And no,
my child, like, for me, I'm not like, I want to set them up for the reality of situations.
no,
It's
you
not
you
it's not
can
it's
you
not it's not
can,
Mm-mm.
but
like no,
you
like
can.
not like in a negative. Like, I know you saying in talking to them, like, that, you know what, to be 100% honest, I don't know if the softening part, because the softening part gonna be for me, because like I said,
It
I
is. I'm telling you, when you
like
have children, it is. It's gonna
like
definitely do it for you.
and the thing about it is, of course, I don't ever curse kids out. I don't ever curse kids out. I prove a point in the matter of it, and I'll come back and I explain myself, because I need you to understand that I love you tremendously. Your other father will love you tremendously. You got people around you that will love you tremendously, but you can't expect that love from everybody. And
Right. Of
I
course.
need you to understand that. And sometimes in situations, you do have to hurt your kids' feelings to show them something. Just like we got our behinds tore up when we did something. And for that moment, we didn't like our mama because she popped us, and we didn't like our daddy because he whooped us. But now we learned in that moment, and now we even look back on those moments and sometimes even laugh about them, or we be in our mindset of, like, you know what, they tried to show me this. Like, they
But yeah,
really
let me
tried to
tell
teach
you,
it.
they like you have a way, like you real harsh now. You cutthroat and direct, of course, with the kids. But when you have your own children, you find a different way to approach it
No,
because
I
you.
ain't
But
cutthroat. Now,
listen, listen, listen,
I was
listen, listen,
cutthroat
listen,
with
listen,
that
listen,
one
listen.
because
No,
that
listen,
wasn't a
listen, listen.
child.
Listen, listen, I'm just saying. So I mean, no, but I'm just saying. So you real direct, but you're gonna find a way to be able to approach them because as kids, even though when things happen to them, honestly, because my son about to be 14, so when things happen to them, like for example, this one particular person, I was shocked because I was asking my son, like, okay, how do you feel about this particular situation? And he was just like, I don't trust him. I don't trust him because he always lied to me. And then so I always ask my kids how certain things feel to see where they're coming from because when they tell
Mm.
me that, like when he say, like, I'll give you two examples too because he had brought me back to reality one time. So he was like, one example was, he was like, I was like, okay, how did this situation make you feel? And he's like, I don't trust it because he lied to me or whatever. So it makes me feel like I can't trust him. And that was my teaching moment for him to be like, okay, this is how life goes. This is reality of things. You can't trust everybody. Everybody don't want you to be around them. And sometimes you gotta accept that. I know you want to be around them. You have those teaching moments with your kids. And
Mm-hmm.
then like another moment was when he was telling me he had text my phone and I was like, hey, what happened at school? Your teacher told me that. He like, man, I hate her. She this, she that. And I said, wait. I was like, whoa. I was like, this not my son talking like this. And then he was like, but mama, you told me I could talk to you about anything. And I was just like, you know what? You're absolutely right. Another teaching
Right.
moment. And you sit down and you actually talk to them about the certain situation
Yeah.
because you really have to learn how your children respond to certain things. Like I do fuss,
No,
and I
but
be.
I think it's like because my nephew, like my youngest nephew, he me and him have a great conversation. He's very open with me.
Mm-hmm.
He was the kid my nephew that got kidnapped. He got kidnapped and somebody stole his mom's truck and he just happened to be on the back seat. And
Mhm.
it was crazy at the time because we just had a child got murdered that way. So somebody stole
Right.
his mama car. He was in the back seat
Mhm.
and they killed him. So he literally got kidnapped the week after that.
Mhm.
So luckily he woke the car had a flat tire, so the guy abandoned it and he hid in the bushes calling my brother until somebody, saw him and then pulled over and waited for the police to come or whatever. And so he was very, very traumatized after that. So, he was staying with me a lot because he didn't want to be at home by himself anymore. He was like, he couldn't, I'm talking about not even for 5 minutes. He didn't want to be at his home and by himself, period. So he came over, we developed a strong bond. I was always direct with him because I told him, I was like, I'm very open and transparent. I can't help that fact. That's just me. I
Mhm.
said, and I don't want you to feel like I'm lying to you about anything. I want you to know the full truth of situations, or at least as much as I can give you that I know your brain will be able to break down. And did we have some blunt conversations with each other? Yeah, I did have some with him because I disciplined him because you were with me, and at the time I knew what it was to truly be a parent because I gave up hanging out on Fridays and crap to sit at home. I didn't even like him being. I was so protective over this little boy, especially after that happened. He couldn't even go over nobody else's house. If I found out my brother left him with somebody, I would call him frustrated and will leave work to go pick him up. I'd be like, you go, I'm gonna go get him. I don't even want him with nobody else. Like that's how bad I was. So I know how I would be with kids. I know mentally, and then I'm just naturally protected because I lost the kids. So for me, no greater pain than that. And it's kind of like that protection, like Milt to see it when you have it. Yeah, it's a difference. It's like I don't,
Yeah.
I don't even matter anymore. What's going on here?
Mhm.
Your
you
whole
know,
Mhm.
lifestyle just
like
switch over, bro.
your whole
It
lifestyle switch
does.
up. But the thing
It
about it,
does.
my nephews, every last one of my nephews, yeah, have I had like just point blank conversations with? Yeah, I did it in a way because I don't whoop you. Now I can say they had the utmost respect for me, but I never whooped them. Not one time. Even my mom used to ask me, she was like, "How you get them to do this?" Because I ain't never seen you whoop. I don't have to whoop them.
But let
That's
me tell
y'all.
you about
I was
that.
like, now, and I was like, to be honest, I want to go down the whooping line because we had an episode on that one already. But
No, but I wasn't gonna say that. I was just saying it's just something about males. I feel like when it comes to children, like when I feel like kids know mama is mama, but when it comes
Mm.
to males, it's like
That's your authority
you could
I,
figure.
just yes,
I
they
don't
can hear it
fully
in
know
your
that
voice.
too because my aunts, I had the most like, bruh. I knew my aunties and I knew like my aunt. I knew which aunt I could joke and play around with and wouldn't really do nothing or say nothing or just if she did, she would like come back and discipline me, but it wouldn't be in a manner of like a pop or whooping on there. It'd just be like, you're not supposed to do that. And then I knew I had one aunt that did not play. And I was like, you don't mess with her. Like for her, Like you can joke with her, you can do this, and that, but you don't play with her. And even to this day, like that's my TT. I call her randomly and we sit on the phone, have a conversation, everything like that. That's my girl. Like, but we we not finna have it where I think it's the tone that you just set coming out. I think
Mm.
it's like work. It's like the expectation. You set it out there, and once you set out what you expect, they fall in line to it. When you allow any and everything to happen, then yeah, it's not gonna. It's you're leaving chance to play itself out. It's like no, no.
Mhm.
So and like you said, being responsible for your kid, you have to set a standard, and then you have to acknowledge that standard and make sure other people around you acknowledge the same standard. But it's weird. You have to make sure they acknowledge your standard, but you also have to let them have a standard for your kids as well.
Because
Because
you know what? Now that you're saying it, because I have had friends who, my kids. I like for my kids to still be yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir, because
Of
it just
course.
shows a level of respect. So I do have a friend that that doesn't matter to her, and I was like, no, when they're around you, they need to still say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. I don't care who they're around. Like, you're gonna show your respect to these adults because they are adults. So yeah, I do agree with that.
yeah.
That's just what you instill in them. That's all.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, this has been a fun debate. I'm gonna say debate. um,
I
so
think we came. I think we came to an agreement upon
we
all
came
this.
to agreement.
An
Who is
agreement,
responsible for the kids? You. So
and the agreement is, when you start off a certain way, you stick to it.
Mm.
To the grandparents out there, when you do this for your grandkids, keep it up. Just keep it up. That's a lot of
to the
pressure on
ones that's
parents.
out there on Social Security, just don't be social with your grandkids.
There
So
you go.
I'm dead.
yeah, just don't be social with your grandkids. That way you keep your security. Um, so with
You're
that being said, I'm just saying.
stupid.
Mm-mm.
It's all in love, though. It's all in love.
Right.
It's fun, love, and jokes.
And for those living off the 401k, don't let it become 4 on 1, okay? Just
It's
make sure
over
that you
with
keep it
after that,
spaced out.
Biggie.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just trying to
But
help all y'all
no,
out.
I know I'm just being funny. We know who's responsible for the kids. It's just fun to sit here and talk noise about grandparents and how they are with their grandkids. And
Hope they
nieces. I mean, and
learn that.
uncles and aunts. Yeah.
Right. So with that being said, fun topic, great, great, great time. We're gonna call it out. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment, do it all.
And check out the website, of
Check
course.
out the
Please
website.
do.
Check out the website. Check out the Instagram tags. They're up under every episode. So if you want to give us love on our personal pages, do that. We have the Instagram page, the Melanin Playbook on the melaninplaybook.com, the Melanin Playbook on Facebook, Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts,
Everywhere.
YouTube, everywhere.
Everywhere.
The World Wide Web,
Everywhere.
everywhere. So saying a shout out
All
from
around the world.
right.
I.
Don't do that. Lisa Stansfield. So and then shout out to Queen and Eyez that's not on here today, but give a shout out to our team. With that
Sure
being
enough.
said, we'll holler at you guys.
See ya.
All right. See you later. Till next time.